Yeah, the red numbers that you see there means that they are below average to start. The white numbers are kind of making the climb. Later in the seed, you'll see the numbers go to an orange, which means they're borderline, and the green numbers mean they are good to go to take on the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, they're going to get off to a tough start with nearly no health, and all of 5 strength means that they're going to have to go ahead and fight off some slimes and some red slimes at this point. They're opening up on the Stones of Sunlight and some gold in a chest.
Yes, and the Stones of Sunlight, one of the 3 items that are needed, along with the Staff of Rain and Erdrick's Token. And the Staff of Rain can be acquired by gathering the Silver Harp. And as we see here, we've got swamp tiles on the outside here, and every step they take there will remove 2 hit points of damage.
Yep, Kaiten going back to save the gold. Our runners, just to leave Tentacle Castle here, need to walk over 8 swamp tiles, or take 8 damage from swamp tiles. This is not a pretty start, that's for sure, as Kaiten breaks loose and goes towards the cave and finds something dark.
Well, I guess Kaiten looking for the exploration here and kind of hoping that maybe that was a cave that had some free chests available, perhaps the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight cave that has a free chest, or maybe even the Tablet cave, although that might be a little difficult to navigate in the dark. But as you see here, yeah, just the 4 steps, or 3 steps rather, taken just to go to that forest here, certainly a little bit challenging. Kaiten going in a different direction and getting some exploration in early here. Cyberdark looking to stick nearby and try to grind up a level to get some extra hit points.
Finds back-to-back slimes for his troubles, though, so hitting them for 2, and that is good. That is a good start, certainly, as he takes the early 2 experience point lead here. And then on the next slime lands the tiniest critical strike I've ever seen. It was an excellent move for 4 damage. And Cyberdark picks up level 2, and that level 2 strength gain is just terrible, as they get 0 strength at level 2 to go with a big pile of MP.
Oh, man. Nothing like empty. Ooh, we've got a Drakey with the spell of Hurtmore. And that's going to send Cyberdark back.
Ooh, that's not good at all. And still on 5 strength, meaning that really you are still just looking for slimes at this point.
Okay, so now we've got the navigation in the dark, and Cyberdark says no.
I saw bonks in 3 directions there. That's either the mountain cave or the tablet cave. I didn't see it. It looked like he stepped out a 4th step, but I, of course, can't hear him. So I don't know if he hit a 4th wall straight away as to know that that was the tablet cave or not.
Hard to tell with the lack of bonking.
Oh, Ghost No Hurtmore also. This isn't very nice.
So Kaiten now up to level 2, and well, thankfully they're damage breaking the slimes.
Yeah, but we know that 2 of kind of the step-up enemies here, if they pick up a little bit of strength, normally you might have to, like, push on to like Drakeys or Ghosts to get good experience here. And all of a sudden, that's not an option because they're just going to torch you.
Well, hey, there's an excellent move for 5 on Cyberdark side.
Truly the most excellent of moves.
And Z-Man asking if 5 strength is the strength where Drakeys become even less hittable. Apparently we've got Dragonlord 2 Breath by the Magidrakey. But yes, not knowing all the specifics of the calculations, but apparently having 5 strength actually reduces from a 1 in 2 chance to I believe a 1 in 3 chance of hitting the Drakey with 5 strength, I believe. I can defer to the other people who are better at math than I am.
Yeah, the only one I know is the 6 strength ghost. That's a Tilo thing. I think he is the one who did all the mathematics on that over on the Discord, which, you know, if you are watching and you are interested, I know this is a bit of a slow start here, but it is a lot of fun. You should definitely join it.
Yes, and just placed there in the Twitch chat is the link not only to the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord, but also a link to download the Randomizer so you can take a look at some of the various various options to which you can utilize. These are the standard tournament flags, where hit point or experience points are gained in fast mode, meaning that 75% of the traditional total that you see. And wow, wolves with hurt more too.
Man, that's a lot of fire out there right now. This is a thing right now. Kaiten barely leaves Tantagel, finds a Magidrakey, fails to run, and that's about the end of that.
I apparently had put the link into the chat preemptively just before our tracker Z-Man had done so, and was treated appropriately for it. Also, I want to show a little bit of props to not only the restreamer here tonight, but also the creator of this fine randomizer, none other than McGrew. I figure we have time since there's a lot of slime grinding going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're getting close to level 2. We're pushing on here. I mean, it's 17 slimes for level 2.
Level 3 even.
Yeah, I always start from 0.
Well, start from 0, you got nowhere to go but up. And up we're going to level 3 in a matter of moments here. 17 experience the target. A Drakey could do it, and Cyberdark hoping to maybe roll for a crit, but realizes that's less than ideal. Kaiten, meanwhile, running around in a bit of a square-like pattern in the forest just south of Tantagel Castle across the river.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have broken the Zone 0 line, though. Hasn't really found anything other than the Zone 0 mix of Drakey's ghosts and slimes so far.
Oh, yes. In Zone 0, for those wondering, the overall map of the game is 120 by 120 in terms of the paces there, and it's broken up into 15 by 15 grids. The grid that contains Tantagel Castle, that is a 15 by 15 grid, that is guaranteed to only have 5 of the first 7 enemies, the 7 weakest enemies, for lack of a better term: Slime, Red Slime, Drakey, Ghost, Magician, Magidrakey, and Scorpion. And it will only pull from that pool so that way you don't walk out of the castle and all of a sudden, oh, hi, there's a red dragon. And oh, hi, there's level 3. We've got 6 power, 10 speed, 6 hit points, 16 magic points, and a new spell. 2 of them, Radiant and Stop Spell.
Well, we're filling out our utility list as Cyberdark. Looks like he is going to go ahead and hit that Radiant spell and show us that it is the Tablet Cave. And, you know, one chest at this point, it's, as they say, it's better than nothing right now, so he's going to go down and snag it.
Well, it could be a number of helpful things. I mean, the most ideal thing at this point would be if it was Erdrick's sword, the best weapon in the game. But we'll see here. It's an herb. Provides some healing.
I mean, I think that's one that you kind of tuck away for now, because it looked like to the west of Tantagel when our esteemed colleague Kaiten was hiking out to the west, found another big swamp out there. So you're going to need a little bit of healing to traverse that. I mean, that one herb might be what you need to get yourself out there. Alright, Kaiten gets the good news that that he is capable of punching things larger than slimes at this point. Gonna take a dip and get an herb as well. Right, Cyberdark finds the bad news, though, that ghosts are, while punchable at 12 or 11 strength, are not going to allow themselves to be punched.
So yeah, at least with level 3 now, having that 11 strength, that at least increases the likelihood. Maybe you take a chance on a Drakey as you can hit from 2 to 4. Have the likelihood of maybe one-shotting it, possibly two-shotting it. At least gives you a better opportunity than you would have had otherwise.
Cyberdark hits the Scorpion for 1, then thinks better of it, decides to bail out. The strength that he's got means he's going to hit that Scorpion for 1, and that's just not really going to cut it to get through it fast.
No, unfortunately, the Scorpion having up to 13 hit points, you're looking at winning 10 to 13 coin flips. The likelihood of that before getting punched to death is pretty slim.
I don't know, our runners haven't really had to worry about getting punched to death. Death has been fairly instantaneous and painful.
And our tracker Z-Man putting up a good point in chat that the utilization of that stop spell that was gained at level 3, that would be very helpful in negating those Drakeys as well as the ghosts, and that could certainly give an opportunity here. And Kaiten now heading off to the west here, was debating using the herb and is going to do so to cross the swamp here, perhaps looking to see if there's a town.
Looks like only desert down here. Desert? No, that's a werewolf. That's gonna get the jump on him.
A desert werewolf and death.
Well, on the flip side of the coin, Cyberdark has broken out that stop spell on the Drakey, who decides to be friendly and not cast any spells and punch him a couple of times. But there's the Hurtmore being blocked, which is fantastic, so that's 3 experience, so tripling the rate at which he is gaining experience right now with that stop spell.
And in good timing, too, because now the slimes have the potential to run away, as one just did there for Cyberdark. And Kaiten now up to level 3 as well.
I mean, Kaiten is bent on finding out what's on the other side of the swamp at this point. Does not have the hit points to cross it, though, as dies on the western edge there. Didn't see anything, though, just, you know, flat open plains.
And Cyberdark finding out the hard way about the Magidrake's Dragonlord 2 Fire Breath.
Stop spell's not even going to slow that down. He's just, you know, he's just going to die.
Kaiten being adventurous with a Scorpion, trying to hope maybe for a critical hit, but At this point, with the 11 strength, the best that one can do without a critical hit or excellent move would be 0 to 1. So again, a coin flip to even register damage. That's a little adventurous at this stage of the game, but is able to get a Drakey here, doesn't get hit with the hurt more, and is able to get 3 more experience points.
Yeah, of course, going into that Drakey fight at 1 hit point, casting Stop Spell really wouldn't help him here, as he just punches, but gets punched back, and so is going to get sent home here. 13 experience points to go, 35 for level 4. But yeah, start like this, I think it definitely requires a little bit of patience, because you never know when you're going to hit the level that's going to get you to kind of break away at that point. And, you know, it looks like it's not a lot, 6 experience points, but, you know, if Cyberdark, you know, gets a big level gain here, and Kaiten catches another hurt more from a Drakey, you know, if he gets his breakaway level, he could really start kind of moving and grooving, while Kaiten still has to get to that 4th level.
Oh, I wonder if Kaiten has checked his spells to see that he has Stop Spell. Because I think it's been pretty much just a charge attack, and you know, not... pretty much that's been kind of the sole game plan, is to not negate the spells, and you see now Cyberdark utilizing that on a ghost.
Yep, as
and
you
that's
can
going to
see
be
there.
enough to get the level.
Yep, as you can see there, Ghost's completely susceptible to Stop Spell. It never fails, so just lands it and then just goes to town.
Wow, 17 strength gain on level 4.
Yeah, I mean, now we're out there. Now we want to find those Scorpions, hoping for maybe a zone that's got Warlocks in it. We're looking to move up in the world here. Yeah, we're gonna cast Stop Spell just to try and lock down the Scorpion anyway. Does not know that what it has at this point.
So now those Drakeys and Ghosts that we were talking about are pretty much a guaranteed one-shot at level 4.
Yeah, but you can see immediately that is 16 experience points, and Cyberdark's going to use the herb to extend grind instead of explore. Maybe he's thinking you can always grab a second one, but yeah, as you can see, it's going to Stop Spell the Ghost anyway for safety purposes here.
And that makes sense. Not necessarily knowing the damage range. It's not necessarily... I mean, Cyberdark doesn't know that it's a 100% guarantee to one-shot it at this point with the 28 attack power.
All it takes is one dodge to ruin your day.
So now we're crossing over to the other side here, and Cyberdark getting a good amount of exploration in with minimal hit points. Ooh, and there's a Rogue Scorpion.
Yeah, one of those nice mid-game enemies once you've got, you know, a decent weapon, some armor, maybe Hurt More is nice too there. But right now, not what you want to see. But of course, past the plane, all we saw was some forest. It looks like we're at the top edge of the map. Tentagel's at the top of the map at this point, so, you know, lot of ground for our runners to traverse in a fairly linear fashion at this point. Not a lot of directions to choose right now.
The game dictating where our runners are going to go, and ooh, a Stop Spell by the Magidrakey to coincide with that Dragonlord 2 breath, and Cyberdark just basically shrugging off any potential for that, almost like an NFL quarterback awaiting a hit from a defenseman.
Yeah, instead just sees Stop Spell, gets a clean 2-shot on the Magidrakey, and tacks on 12 more experience points, which is fantastic to see.
And just that quickly, we're almost up to 82 experience for Cyberdark, which will get to level 5. Kaiten, meanwhile, still just 4 experience away, or 5 experience away from level 4. But again, it looks like the lack of Hurt More strat, yeah, I wish they had Hurt More right about now. The lack of Stop Spell strats to counter that Hurt More is certainly putting a little bit of a gap between Kaiten and Cyberdark.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, people tend to malign Stop Spell and Sleep. They are utility spells. You don't use them an awful lot, you know, but they're functional, they are flexible. You can use them for anything from locking down a nasty spell that you don't want to see to putting a stone man to sleep so that you can run away before he puts those meaty fists, you know, to good use.
Yeah, most people are so kind of tunnel visioned on heal more and hurt more that, well, when you don't seem to get those, or those come a little bit later, you have to find resourceful ways to be able to advance. And that is something that you learn with time. That's something that a lot of the stronger racers in this particular game, they have those nuances.
And there you go, Kaiten popping the stop spell there. Now the ghost is, of course, you know, completely pathetic and goes down to give him level 4, so he'll get his big strength boost here. He'll see that 17 strength. I now realize again, we're in Scorpion Land right now, and he wants to find scorpions.
Meanwhile, level 5 for Cyberdark, and modest, I guess? Okay, maybe less than modest. I was being generous.
I mean, 14 hit points, but no magic points, and gets raked across the face by that wolf before escaping combat.
Yeah, the wolf is an ambitious choice at this point. With the 29 attack power, only hitting for 3 to 7 on a wolf, and a wolf can have up to 33 max hit points, so you're potentially 6 or 7 shotting them on average.
And you've got to crack, stop spell to start off the fight, because they also do have hurt more, so you do have to burn off that first turn to not get immediately torched. Kaiten picking up his first Scorpion, though, which is going to be great. He's going to be very happy to see that. They are kind of our choice enemy here. And Cyberdark hits a excellent move for an actual number, 23.
A far cry from the excellent move of 4 that we saw not too long ago.
It truly was the most excellent of moves.
It's something that you don't see all that often.
Alright. So Cyberdark, most of the way through level 5, only needing 5 experience points, finds a Magidraki who just opens wide and sets him on fire, and he gets sent home, which is not really the worst thing here, per se. Gets the full heal to 56, at least.
Now, one thing of note that you tend to see a little bit of variance is now the statistics coming up with a 50% stop spell and 75% fire breath by the Magidraki that gets the jump on Cyberdark and sends him back to the castle.
Yeah, the major thing about that you see there is that the order of that matters. So the Magidraki will check and see if it can hit that 50% stop spell first. And if it does, it casts stop spell. If it doesn't, then it rolls that 75% chance to, you know, unload the Dragon Breath on you. And of course, if the stop spell gets stuck, the AI knows better and does not cast stop spell anymore on you, and then just decides probably to roll that 75 breath, and, you know, 75 is basically 100%, right?
Pretty close, at least it feels that way. And now to level 6, and we've got Outside. Kaiten, meanwhile, finding an Axe Knight and getting sent back to start. So level 6 now for Cyberdark, level 5 for Kaiten. And one thing that you see...
a lot out of here. I apologize.
That's all right. It was a slightly delayed thought. As Father Time moves on, there tends to be a little bit more buffering between the ears here. But that notwithstanding, yes, the thought that I was going with, the two different runners' builds based on their name. You see the capital Z for Kaiten. The first four characters of the name give certain bonuses to 2 of the 4 statistics. Most of the runners tend to go with strength HP, which is what the capital Z is looking to do. Meanwhile, on Cyberdark side, the RY name, that actually is bonuses to the strength and agility. So over the course of the seed, as the levels even out, you'll see slightly higher agility on Cyberdark side than Kaiten, and consequently slightly higher hit point totals on Kaiten side than Cyberdark.
Yeah, we find also that Golems out there, Golems of course hitting incredibly hard, but also have hurt more, which is honestly kind of good. Golems hit very hard, and once we get the armor and we get the spell damage reduction for hurt more, Golems actually start hitting a little bit less hard with hurt more than they do with their melee attack.
Ooh, and wolves with hurt more too. A lot of enemies with hurt more this time around. And to respond to something I see here in the chat, yes, while I am here from the United States, I do have friends as well as a few relatives in Canada, so I have absorbed their use of Z for the letter Z, as we call it. It's definitely an international thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Cyberdark did work through a wolf that has heal more and hurt more by sticking a stop spell and getting beaten up a little bit, but is able to get the kill. 40 experience is nothing to cough at here, as he opens up a 100 experience point lead at this point in our race, about 27 minutes in. Kaiten finds that that due to the south of Tantagel there's also Armored Knight country out there. Not the thing you want to see. Extremely bad chance to run from it, and of course, has an axe.
So now in the Twitch chat that the education on the letter Z is finished here. No, for those wondering, it actually is based off of the origin from the Greek letter zeta, and that's how it was adopted by the British. But that notwithstanding, we have a race to get back to here, which is leading to a lot of death. So back to the castle both of our runners go.
Yep. Again, Cyberdark getting off to, again, a bit of a lead here. Neither of our runners have found anything other than the Tablet Cave at this point, which is just outside of home. We found that there's a big floodplain to the west, but there is nothing over that floodplain. There's a little bit of desert to the south, but there's nothing else there. So the only option is to cross this swamp to the west, and then head down and around to the south, where there was a forest that had armored knights in it. So we might be a little bit here. And again, Cyberdark putting the lockdown on those wolf spells again with stop spell. Gets to see a couple of hurt mores out of it, which of course don't do a thing when you can't talk. And so he's able to clip another wolf and add another 40 experience points to the pool, as it looks like he's way more interested in grinding than exploring right now.
Well, yeah, you see all that swamp over to the west, and you realize, all right, I don't really have a way of healing. Maybe if I get up to level 7, maybe there'll be a heal spell, a heal more spell, something that can help me traverse that swamp and not just walk across it and right into death on the other side.
Yeah, and if you catch a bad break on a wolf and you don't stop spell it, you you get hurt more, you lose most of your health or all of your health. Tantagle's right there. You haven't gone far from home because you're grinding right next to home, which is pretty fantastic.
And there's a nice critical hit on Kaiten's side, and that's going to get him level 6.
I'm going to tack on that 7 more strength, but that's really it. That's a 7100 level for Kaiten.
Yes, Empty Eye thrilled with the 0 hit points, 0 magic points. He loves it.
I'm sure he's also into the 1 agility, but generally a little bit more quietly.
Just a little bit. A little bit of a nod to Super Smash TV, as that's where that was taken from. The big money, big prizes. I love it. And wow, those are some lovable totals at level 7. And we've got the Hurt and I think that was Return that came into the mix.
Yep, another utility spell. I mean, Hurt's at a little bit of limited usefulness right now, as we have enough attack power at 40 strength to, generally speaking, punch for more than the 12 topside that Hurt's going to give you. If we didn't have that strength.
Pretty much everything from a wolf and up is where you'd probably want to utilize Hurt instead of just melee attacking. But some of those higher enemies, as Cyberdark finding out, they tend to pack a little bit of a punch.
Yeah, the one enemy that Hurt, I think, really opens up to these runners ends up being, if they happen to run into Metal Scorpions, it does open up Metal Scorpions, potentially, as they have a ton of armor, but, you can still hit them with Hurt for the full damage.
Exactly. The Hurt spell hitting anywhere, what is it, from 7 to, or was it 8 to 16, something along those lines, as opposed to just meleeing at this point, which would be from 4 to 9 hit points.
Yeah, it looks like both Kaiten and Cyberdark are now a little bit more interested in exploring than they are in hanging out close to home here. Cyberdark burning some Hurt spells into this Rogue Scorpion. Good roll for 15, but the Rogue Scorpion's definitely going to start swinging back pretty hard.
Oh, and Rogue Scorpions have heal more.
They also have Hurt, so this Rogue Scorpion is going to like basically insult Cyberdark to death with the back-to-back Hurt spells and the back-to-back run blocks, and both of our runners are back home. So our runners are starting to get a little bit out into the world here, but what are you looking for right now, Ferran, as a runner? What do you want to see out here in the world?
Well, the way these seeds have been lately, what am I looking for at this point is a reroll. No,
Wow.
No, and all kidding aside, I mean, you're looking for something to be able to open it up, whether it's just finding a town that may even have a little bit of armor, a little bit of a weapon to pack a little bit more of a punch, just something. Or here in this case, Kaiten finding a cave. Now, Kaiten accidentally casting Stop Spell. All right, so here's the mountain cave. Now there's 5 treasure chests that are in here. And first step in, there's a Metal Scorpion, but not yet having that Hurt spell at level 7. Gonna try to get away. Does on the second attempt. So now we get to see here. Now, if one of these treasure chests is, let's say, Erdrick's Sword, the best weapon in the game, that's going to add 40 attack power to the total, and now Kaiten can start punching some things.
Yeah, gonna try and take some hacks at these poltergeists, but they are running away from his 36 strength, so not quite there. And that's experience that he really wants, but he gets a magic
or a magic key.
That's a good find right now. Frimmildar nowhere in sight right now. I mean, he has no money, but You know, he could save and gamble that key and see what's in the armory potentially. He's got options right now.
Oh, and the back attack sends Kaiten back before checking out the 4 treasure chests down in the mountain cave. But that key is important, so Kaiten would definitely behoove to save at this point here and see what's in those 4 treasure chests, but looks like not going to bother to save, just going to risk it here. Cursed belt, we got a death necklace, the dragon scale, and another okay, well, we got a magic bonus key back. And putting on that dragon scale adds 2 additional defense power to Kaiten's total.
And he's going to burn the key off and see what's in the back. He has no money. And you can't sell the curse belt here, so... I mean, we're going to find out at least what's behind Tentagel right now. I mean, if it's, maybe it's Freebie Cave with a gold chest, I think that's what you want.
Oh, and it's Garen's grave with 5 more treasure chests.
I mean, there's the easy 3 if he can get to them, which would be fantastic right now.
But
Drakey, please. I mean, just died, just got sent home, has 59 hit points, can survive the hurt more here. Just needs to fade this skeleton, he's fine.
But the treasure chest glitch is on. It's going to say small shield, but that's definitely not the case. So, not that there's really anywhere to potentially gold grind at this point. But, wow, with 2 chests up top, and I believe there was a set of wings in the middle.
Yeah, the thing is he knows outside. Which would take him outside, which would be bad, because he would lose the key, he would lose the unlocked door. So, at this point, he's going to grind up a bunch of gold, and he's got to take his chance walking out, it looks like? Wait, no, because...
No, outside will take you to the end, to the stairway in Tantagel, so you'll still be in the castle.
Oh, yeah, that's right, this is good.
So just
this
walk
is very
on up
good.
And buy more keys.
Alright, well, Kaiten down on grind, down on experience points, as Cyberdark is hunting for wolves out there right now. But Kaiten breaks open things a little bit, as he's gonna get half a dozen keys right now. He can't actually leave Tantagel without dying.
Or at least being down to 1 HP, I think. So, now does Kaiten realize that another step in the swamp and he's gonna die? Okay.
Yeah, while Cyberdark is still over here, just taking hacks at wolves here and gets another one on the line here, and if it gets into Healmore range, he'll be pretty happy with that. We'll get another 40 experience points. So, showing some real understanding of how to get some good grind going here with the 40 strength and the stop spell here. So he's been able to use this stop spell basically to just open up an experience lead and hang on to it the entire way.
So now with a fresh set of hit points, Kaiten going ahead and crossing the swamp here. Maybe did Kaiten see something over here that we didn't? Maybe in the form of a town, and now with that gold is just, all right, I need to beeline it over there, just throwing complete caution to the wind.
I mean, maybe he's just YOLOing at this point.
Meanwhile, here's level 8 over on Cyberdark side. 1005 and a new spell of heal.
Oh, there's our exploration spell as he casts it, and he is ready to make a break for it. It looks like.
Chitin, meanwhile, going back into the mountain cave.
Guess maybe he's interested in picking up some poltergeist experience here. Druid Lord, though, not what you want to see on the encounter table at this point in time.
Chitin realizing, having maxed out on keys already, that opening that chest to get more keys would be a fruitless venture.
Yep, goes for the double chest here, so it gets an encounter right on it, but it is just a slime, thankfully.
And there's the silver harp, so that's the second quest item that's needed.
Yep,
Fairy water as well.
Yep, well, stone's in hand already, so yeah, the token is still at large, could be in a search spot, could be in a treasure chest, we don't know yet. But we did see a curse belt, which does increase the chance that we're going to need to search it up some.
Well, and there was a fifth item, but it got eaten by some frames.
Yeah, there was a bit of a stream hang up there, so let us hope that it was nothing of interest. I mean, if it's the sword, we'll know it right away the first time it gets into combat.
And Chitin realizing, I don't have any way of healing, and so we know that it wasn't an herb that was in the treasure chest there.
Alright, and it looks like Cyberdark's about to roll up on the mountain cave here. Gonna cast heal a bunch, because that's what you do.
So Chitin now going to head in and possibly dive the grave.
Yeah, it looks like he's interested in the grave at this point in time. He's going to go to lower grave, which is a bit of a hike, certainly. Not sure what the encounter table held for us here.
Oh, another enemy with hurt more. There's a surprise. We've had a lot of those this seed.
I wonder whose fault that is.
I don't know. Some silver-tongued smart aleck who happened to roll the seed.
But I didn't roll the seed.
Well, that's why I said silver-tongued smart aleck. You're just silver-tongued.
Chitin pushing in 6 health, though, uses up a key here. And it looks like Cyberdark's burnt up all but 1 heal spell here, but is finding wolves and metal scorps to his liking here, so is, again, just continuing to extend that lead in experience. And also can take out Droll Magi at this point as well, who also have heal more and hurt more, because this sure is a seed that we're in right now. And the big thing now is that Cyberdark will get caught up on this this exploratory half once he dies, as he has the key here from the mountain cave and is going to get the 5th chest now. So as soon as he gets sent home, like, he'll at least have that knowledge. Oh my goodness! It was the sword in chest 5.
Wow.
We never saw Chitin swing it, but he has it in hand.
Well, that's because Chitin's been kind of RLHing, running like heck, trying to just get down to see what those treasure chests are.
I really hope Chitin has the sword. It looks like he did cast outside from the mountain cave, right? You should have it. Oh yeah, that's 26 damage on that skeleton. Never mind. I'm sorry I doubted you, friend. And there is a Death Warp from Cyberdark. Plays the Silver Harp for the Droll Magi before he goes. That was the happiest Droll Magi before, opening up the Maw of Flame and torching him.
On to... Yeah, I think we all missed it here as far as the fourth chest, but it looks like an herb deep in Garen's grave.
Kaiten's seen enough. He's done with the grave. He's also finished up Mountain Cave, so he's in good shape on that front. Cyberdark just bought a pile of keys because he had a pile of money from the Mountain Cave, from the clean out there. He's going to go ahead and just start looting this out. He's going to find his first curse belt as well as the death necklace.
So not exactly the gold grind that Cyberdark's looking for, although if you wanted to go a little bit on the slower side, the death necklace, after you've taken it, that chest consistently gives roughly around 100 to 120 gold per take. Not nearly as swift as the 500 plus gold that is in the standard gold chests.
Yep. I mean, grinding Garen's grave exists as an option at this point, so he could always go do that as well. I'm not sure if he's been in there yet, though, and knows that, but...
He has not. Which is probably where he's heading next.
That would be the most sensible play here, so yeah, he's going to go ahead and turn to the right, and we're going to see him in Garen's grave in a moment. Kaiten finds another gold man and is exploring the world at 1 hit point. He does not know that, even though he's at level 7, he does not know that level 8 holds the heal spell. He can't get anywhere. That is a full swamp coverage there for him, so this skeleton is going to give him a little bit of experience before he gets sent home, so he's going to try and grind up a little bit more here.
Now, here's the interesting thing with the gold grind. I mean, our runners have both taken a pretty good amount of gold, but we have yet to see... We are 48 minutes into the seed, and we have yet to see a town.
You know what that means, right?
That there is a metropolis somewhere in Alifgard that has the towns all conglomerated together.
Either that, or they're going to see a town somewhere and beeline the heck out of it and then find its hawksness.
McGrew, our restreamer, there are no towns, only Zool. Gotta love the Ghostbusters reference.
Absolutely. Just wondering, is this like the secret new version with no towns in it or something? Because we're still looking. Cyberdark is just counterfeiting money like crazy right now. Already sitting on 27,000 gold pieces here.
Yeah, making money faster than Studio 54 in the late 70s at this point. And stopping at 29,925. Potentially
Not sure.
holding... perhaps anticipating a death warp and is still going to have the 14,800 to buy a silver shield.
Ah, that makes sense. It's an interesting number, certainly, and he is diving lower grave at this point, so he's interested in finding those other 2 chests and being done with this place, too.
Or is going to hold off on diving the grave. Interesting.
I guess with the 3 topside items and the massive gold grind in hand is just going to go save and end up taking 2 shots at getting out into the world to find a silver shield instead of 1 potentially here.
Well, running around with all that money, it's certainly a bold play. I mean, you figure with as much as they've explored the town, there has to be a town somewhere.
Right. And he's feeling confident. He's got heal, he's got the sword. You know, he's got a little bit of extra levels. He doesn't know that he's ahead on experience right now. He doesn't know that Kaiten is having a hard time trying to break out of Tintagel and, you know, fight enemies out here, and finds that Rogue Scorpions, of course, have heal more, so can't fight those without stop spelling them. And so maybe he's going to try and, you know, use this heal with that 61 MP count to break free and find the first town of our match here.
And it's a little bit of choosing your battles wisely as you go along here, as you don't want to be caught without resources and have no town to find. As already down to 40 MP. Oh no.
I mean, I don't think it matters how many resources you have when the Lord of the Overworld, the Armored Knight, decides to put down the axe on you.
Yep, and an immediate reset, and down goes Cyberdark, and we're going to try it again here.
Armored Knights are the second hardest enemy in the game to run for. At their current 47 agility, they are at approximately a 30% chance to escape from combat successfully.
Not a fan of those odds.
You know what they say, Vegas wasn't built on the backs of the losers. Wait, yeah, it was. Never mind. Scratch that.
And that's why I avoid the craps tables anymore. But one thing not to avoid is level 8 and Kaiten finally getting there.
Yeah, Kaiten has closed the gap in experience a little bit. It's around 300 right now. It had topped out around 4, as he is now with the heal spell here, and so is able to, you know, gonna use that to help traverse the world a little. Runners are basically dead even in exploration, excepting Cyberdark does not know it's at the bottom of the grave. He doesn't know that it's nothing, but he doesn't know what it is at all, so...
Ooh, and another Armored Knight doing what an Armored Knight does. There's a reason it's known in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community as the AK-47, because, as you can see, it hits like one. Here's level 9, meanwhile, for Cyberdark. Nice HP.
Little bit of strength, picks up 6 more strength as well, so... You know, decent stats. No MP to be gained, but otherwise got 1 MP, but the big thing again, 6 strength, at least, you know, we're pushing on slowly but surely here. As it looks like Cyberdark's gonna give us our first look of the realm south of the mountain cave here. Gonna find some more swamp, because why not? You know, there's a bit of a desert as well, so... Looks like...
Hey, there's a town, though.
Ah.
At least one person in chat cheering for Hawksness.
Yep, and of course the old man. We haven't even seen a town yet. We find, well, this is a good one to find. We find Cantlin. Cyberdark is probably the happiest player in the world right now here with the 30,000 gold in his back pocket.
Opting not to buy the magic armor.
Yeah, he's gonna pick up the silver shield first. He's got enough money for both, though, so I see no reason not to snag them both here and give yourself that massive, massive advantage here.
Okay, there we go. Just picking it up in another shop.
I'm gonna probably check the lock shop. He's got the keys to do it, and, you know, again, third shot at the silver shield here. Yes, please.
Now, the magic armor is the best armor that money can buy. The silver shield, the best shield in the game. But a hefty price tag, 14,800, and there it is.
He's even got enough money for a... sword. No, he doesn't, but he doesn't need one anyhow. But yeah, reloads the key from the key vendor here for the exorbitant price of, what is it, 96 or something? It's a lot.
98, I think? It's been a while since I've been in there.
Yeah, you don't spend a lot of time in that shop, as now it looks like he's also going to go ahead and give us our coordinates in just a moment as well, as, of course, Kaiten on the other side was on his way that way. I think he's interested in getting south of the mountain cave, but he runs aground of an Axe Knight who decides to, well, you know, do what Axe Knight do.
Wow, 104 south and 41 east.
Confirmation that Tentagel is pretty much on the north edge of the map here. That's a bit of a hike.
And yes, for those just joining us, we're almost an hour in, and level 9 is where our leader of the two is. Cyberdark ahead in level and now in exploration, successfully getting a gold grind, and now has the best weapon in the game, also has the second best armor in the game, the best armor money can buy, as well as the best shield in the game, which is also the best that money can buy.
He's now healing 1 hit point per 4 steps and is 33% less afraid of getting killed by Hurtmore.
And it took, what, 55 minutes to find the first town in the game?
Yep, but it was a good one, certainly. If you're going to find a town after 55 minutes, this is the oasis in the desert that you certainly want to see.
And another cave just to the north, and oh, Cyberdark was about to exit out, but realized, oh yeah, I've got the silver harp. I can trade it in now.
I'd say he'd got it a while ago, but he actually really didn't even get it that long ago, honestly. But occasionally it happens that you forget that you've picked it up because, you know, seeds like this get you a little bit on tilt, and then, you know, you just start forgetting the things that have happened to you. Speaking possibly starting to tilt out, Kaiten getting a lot of bad luck trying to break out of Tentagel here and get around to the mountain cave location. But does escape from the marauding armored knight, so gets another chance to keep hiking, which is good.
Ooh, and another town here in the swamp. There's Hawksness.
If he had gone south instead of east, that would have been the first town he found.
And there would have been a very happy beta strep in chat.
I honestly would have been pretty pleased too, I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, another tough enemy here in a Star Wyvern, not able to get away, and back to the start you go.
Kaiten gets sight of the town, though, and he is on his way in. There's a 30,000 gold differential between the two runners upon hitting Cantlin, though. I mean, 155 gold versus a 30 grand.
30,000 and change, yep.
Kaiten takes the moment, though, to buy the small shield as he grabs the best pot lid money can buy.
and realize that he doesn't have enough to stay at the inn.
Yeah, Cantlin's not an inexpensive town, that is for certain.
Nope, the Ritz-Cantlin, the most expensive hotel in the game at 100 gold, and not even any of those vacation-saving websites can give you any kind of discount on it.
I mean, the Wyvern Down pillows, though, are absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend it.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, absolutely. Wyvern Down pillows. I had no idea where to go with that. That just caught me so off guard, damn.
I'd say that I'm good at what I do, but I don't think that's me being good at what I do. But yeah, so Kaiten takes a moment. He has found the search spot, or at least the location of the search spot, half the world away and then some. So
And too little, too late. The Wyvern Down pillows, and then of course the slime-shaped mint on the pillow.
I mean, they just know how to treat you right. That's how that works out.
Absolutely, and just noting here, I'm not sure if this was the restreamer McGrew or our tracker Z-Man or Z-Man, depending on what part of the part of the world you're from. Putting in the coordinate section LMAO 104 South 41 East.
And the 8 p.m. race also had a 104 as well, if my memory serves me correctly. So we're seeing a lot of far out search spots tonight for sure. But yeah, 104, 104.41, interestingly enough, could probably be edge to edge counted if our runners were really feeling adventurous. Okay, Cyberdark not terribly interested in all of that archipelago there, and finds 2 different caves here. One freebie cave, though, to start.
So the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave having gold, which is the last thing that Cyber needs at this point. Ooh, and there's the Rainbow Drop Cave. That's where everything will be turned in once it is acquired. Also known as the Jerk Cave.
Sees another town down here too, as he's hitting the densest part of the map, it looks like, as he has run aground of yet another town. This is town number 3.
Hey, it's the town with keys.
I mean, but first he's going to give up 2 to check this treasure chest, just in case.
Oh, fairy water. That's a thing.
Yep, and of course, with only 1 cursed belt, we know that 2 of the 3 major items that could be searched up, the Erdrick's armor, the Erdrick's token, and the fairy flute, are in search spots at this point. So treasure chests still kind of important, right?
Just in case one of them is Erdrick's token.
Alright, so experience lead, still about 360 gold, but Cyberdark taking a commanding lead in exploration here, as all of that extra armor is helping him traverse the sort of central section of the map right now. Kaiten finding a Drakima, cutting it down real quick, and just continuing to work on getting up that experience and trying to keep up, but Cyberdark's finding wizards to his liking here and getting 120 experience for his trouble.
And there's level 9 for Kaiten. There's 6, 4, 15, and 1. You can see that difference that we were discussing earlier as at level 9, you see the agility slightly higher for Cyberdark, 52 to 49, the hit points slightly higher for Kaiten, 90 to 84, although now level 10 here for Cyberdark.
Picking up a nice chunk of hit points, pushing out to 93, which means Kaiten will be above 96 at level 10. Strength only 4 though, so sitting at 51 plus the Erdrick Sword is 91 damage, is 91 attack power, so we're starting to get there a little bit.
And Kaiten spending a little bit of time just contemplating her Hawksness, and is going to go into it.
Might be looking to gamble the trap tile, see if it's an Axe Knight that he can kill here, or at least has a decent puncher's chance against here at level. The Knight decides that he's not even going to get that chance in the first place, though.
Knight eliminates the chance by providing the punch.
One of the highest health enemies in the game, they do take a bit of work to push through, so not going to get that chance, though. I mean, also the tough thing is, if you look at the big difference here, because of the gear, you've got Cyberdark at 73 defense right now, and you've got Kaiten at 30. You can see that Cyberdark is taking a couple of hits from the Axe Knight and still making it through in, well, fewer pieces than dead. But of course, if it was an Axe Knight for Kaiten, 2 hits and he'd be history.
Yeah, just for point of comparison, Kaiten at 30 defense, the Axe Knight would be hitting for... Trying to line up my chart here. Looks like 19 to 39 at most, whereas Cyberdark, it would only be 14 to 28.
And Cyberdark is out here in the foothills down to the west and finds Garanham. So I believe, if my memory serves, on caves as well, this has to be Swamp Cave on the backside of this as well.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything else. As we look in the chests here, we've got the Fighter's Ring. That's going to add 2 attack power to Cyberdark's total.
On the flip side of the coin over there, Kaiten gets absolutely hammered by an Armored Knight. He gets sent home, so his exploration not working out right now. And of course, Cyberdark finds wings, an additional chunk of change at this point. But neither of those are really, the one thing that he's really looking for right now, which is the token.
And that does look to be Swamp North.
Swamp North, home of the Fun Police, who are not policing very heavily today.
Well, they're being outrun, which is kind of surprising with the 54 agility.
Yeah, Beta Strep just setting it up there. It's a 30% chance to run, so yeah. Z-Man asking how we didn't see Red Dragons in Mountain, and maybe sometimes the game decides to giveth instead of taketh away.
Well, it's already done a good fair share of take-a-thing.
As it looks like the Swamp Cave lets out into the eastern edge of the map here.
So, with that little island being what it is, do you wonder if that perhaps is the southeastern corner of the map, and that somewhere on that island might be where whatever is under the 104 south and 41 east?
Yeah, we need to kind of have...
coordinates are.
Absolutely. We know that Tintagel is 1 row south of the top row of the map. That is pretty obvious at this point in time, which is good to know. We're not quite sure where it is on the east-west spectrum here. 41 is pretty dead center, so that's going to be a little bit tough. Kaiten ran into another Axe Knight and got cleaved, so he is back at home tending his wounds. Cyberdark is dueling it out with the Desert Werewolf here, and gonna add 95 more experience to the total here. So again, starting to break a bit of a lead again. So looking pretty good on his front for experience as Kaiten's starting the exploration push again.
The experience differential now a little over 750. And now just over 800.
The Angel FM, I think, has the best of it in chat. Go up 15 from the bottom edge and just start searching.
Just kind of dig and dig like the one game in Zelda Link to the Past, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'll hit something eventually. It's probably 20 rupees, but you'll hit it eventually.
Because at this point, rupees look to be the last thing that Cyberdark needs.
Alright, Cyberdark opens up level 11 here. 2 power, 1 agility, 1 hit point, 1 magic point. That's a 5 stat level.
And exploration continuing over on Kaiten's side, just trying to find whatever he can find.
So far, hasn't found anything on this side of the world here. Oh, we've got sleep golems.
Yeah, that'll certainly send you back, and that's exactly what's done here. Meanwhile, another wizard for 120, and you can see just the equipment differential being just creating now a rather noted lead. Now Cyberdark having double the experience that Kaiten does.
I wouldn't say that it's insurmountable at this point, but Kaiten would desperately need to go and on a death gamble a gold grind in Garen's grave, pick up a ton of money, save his game, and card it to Cantlin. But that's again about a half world away right now.
So our runners have seen Hawksness, they've seen the awful coordinates. I would imagine that they're looking for coal.
Yeah, neither runner's found coal yet. We don't know where it is.
So we have a cave here, and that is Swamp South.
Yeah, I think Cyberdark just found nothing and decided to just call it here.
Okay, so the spike tile is a golem in the swamp.
Rummages around in his bag for a fairy flute that he doesn't have, and he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Back to Garanham, meanwhile, and Kaiten gonna give another go at the spike tile enemy here.
Finds a wizard just beforehand and takes it down, though, so it's gonna get a little bit more experience for his troubles before going in. This seed is a hateful, hateful seed at this point for our runners. Both the Princess Trap tile and the Hawk's Trap tile are golem.
I mean, I know I've been salty since my loss this past Sunday in my tournament race. I didn't think it would carry over in the generation of this seed.
Kaiten, though, sticks the stop spell on the golem, and the golem is just going to work, wasting time here. Kaiten is just swinging away, hoping to see more spells. Every spell is another 20 damage, just chipping away, and then the golem realizes can't do much else and just turns to a big swing and takes out Kaiten there for 50 damage.
And it's kind of gutsy either way you go, because, I mean, if you go to heal once and it attacks and you're done, well, then you're done. But if you just figure, all right, I'm just going to keep swinging and hoping that maybe it'll just keep casting spells and be on that high rate of either sleep or hurt more.
I mean,
and just kind of go from there.
It was certainly a functional call there. I don't blame him for just trying to chip away. Would have needed to get in, what, like 9 swings there total? I mean, golems are ridiculously healthy, but... And just north and east of Garanham is Cole for Cyberdark. So we're going to get our first look at a search bot this game, and he is going to find...
The armor. Wow.
Just out of sight. He just walked by it before when he went to the swamp cave, or when he went to the, when he went up in Garanham in the swamp cave. He just walked just past it, but now he is armored up to the maximum.
And to answer your question on Kaiten's battle with the golem, the attack range would have been 14 to 28, so Kaiten on average it would have taken about 8 shots to knock out the golem.
Cyberdark's lead grows as he has picked up that armor now and is picking on wizards in the desert here without too much issue. While Kaiten, of course, again on the death walk here, breaking out of Tentagel again.
And Cyberdark now gonna get level 12 here with this Spectre. For power, 14 speed, 1 hit point, 1 magic point, and Spell of Heal More.
Yeah, now is the time. Now with Healmore in hand, I think now is the time that you consider if you're in the neighborhood to go do a Poxness and kill whatever is there. Kaiten still cannot stand up to Axe Knights at this point in time as he gets cut down mercilessly yet again from exploring. Showing good resilience, heading back out on the road, though. Pulling himself together and trying again.
And a nice crit on the werewolf.
Finding what looks to be the lower left edge of the map here. Golem gets the ambushed sleep, though, here. Swing, 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 and that's about the end of that.
Wow. And our restreamer McGrew making a note in chat here that wherever the fairy flute is to counter those golems, our runners are going to have to beat a golem to get it. Whether it's going into Hawksness and finding it in the search spot tile, or whether it is beating a golem to rescue the princess to look for those awful coordinates. Now, that's not 100% guarantee, as it is possible that the fairy flute could be in a treasure chest. We've only found one cursed belt so far, unless the fourth treasure chest inside of Garenham, which didn't show up on Kite and Scream because of the connectivity issues, unless that was the second cursed belt. Now, if that treasure chest happens to be, or the fairy flute happens to be in a treasure chest, say, deep in Charlock Castle, that could make for some challenges.
Yeah, things continue to be interesting at this point, that is for sure. Kaiten just slowly and surely getting a little bit of experience here and there as he travels. Just keeps running into these armored knights and axe knights, though, and again, with the amount of armor he has, he is just not in good shape for this run.
And can see the differential there. I believe that's the death count there. 31 for Kaiten versus 10 for Cyberdark.
I think it's 18 for Cyberdark, but even though Cyberdark's death counter is definitely...
That's tiny print.
It's real small. No, it's fine. But it is stabilized, though. Like, Cyberdark has only died a couple of times in the last 22 minutes or so.
Oh, there we go. Apparently I need a bigger screen, or apparently eyeglasses at this point. Or magnifying glasses, or something.
Yeah, no, my glasses are a big help. I couldn't tell that was an 18 without them, so... And Cyberdark making the unsurprising play after getting Golem trashed here to quickly dive down and try and find the trap tile here with the Heal More spell. Gets off the stop spell. He is a happy camper right now, and he is going to start chipping away at this Golem 25 damage at a time. And yeah, this is looking pretty academic. Going to cast the Heal More for safety here. You don't want to accidentally get punched out by a Golem here. And one more swing should do the job. Unless you roll 19. Don't roll 19.
Yeah, that was on the lower side. The attack range 17 to 34 for Cyberdark. But gets it, and there is the Fairy Flute.
Well, we know for sure now that 104 and 41 is in play. I mean, but we basically know where it is. It's just on the other side of Swamp Cave. I mean, it's just a matter of doing it, and probably rescuing the princess along the way, and then going home and taking her back, and then getting GPS, and then going back through Swamp Cave, and then hitting the GPS on the Swamp South side, and realizing that, it's like right there.
So, in order for this to be a sub 2-hour seed, we're looking at a miracle, basically.
I mean, I get to spend more time with one of the finest commentators I have ever worked with, in terms of commentary. You know, if this seed goes long, it's just more good times.
Yeah, Angel's right in chat. You're speaking so flatteringly of our tracker Z-Man.
Z-Man's great too.
No, it's always fun commentating here with Demarine, and also fun commentating with Z-Man, and yeah, Z noting that he hasn't had the honor of commentating with you either in Final Fantasy IV or here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer yet.
There are plenty of races yet to come. This is just some of the Week 2 action right now, as we are a couple days into Week 2 here right now, so there's still 3 more weeks of Swiss, 32 races a week, so if this has been to your taste, then you will get plenty of chances to hang out with some of the great commentators and just great, fine friends and folk of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community. And we appreciate everybody who's come out to watch us here on Randomania 3, and we hope to keep seeing you come out.
Meanwhile, something that Kaiten does not want to see come out is more of those Axe Knights, as that chops Kaiten back down to start.
He is just gonna have axe-laden nightmares, isn't he? This has been rough for him at this point. He's a little bit stuck right now, which is kind of tough to see.
I see what you did there. Nightmares, Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, I went for it. What are you gonna do?
I didn't know if you did, but I spelled it out for those who may have just, might have been subtle enough to kind of, just pass them. The best groan-worthy puns don't always have to be the most blatantly obvious ones. So Cyberdark now, after a little bit of trouble falling asleep for a bit, takes out the Guardian Golem and gets back attacked by a Metal Scorpion.
Who does, legitimately no damage and then just dies.
And Kaiten continuing to work on the, I guess, manipulation, trying to do a little bit of RNG manipulation by holding the B and bringing up the commands, but to no avail, and the Armored Knight sends him back to start.
Armored Knight's clearly immune to manipulation and just, want to do violence.
Yes, they're immune to manipulation, but they're all about annihilation.
By the way, 20 power at level 13.
Oh, wow.
Also, just a quick question. Have we seen Charlock Castle yet?
I believe that was asked earlier in chat, and I think so far the answer to that is a resounding no.
Oh goodness. Yeah, we know where the jerk is. We know that the token's out there in the world. Willie Cyberdark also knows that. But ultimately, the thing that we don't know is, where is the Dragon Lord hiding today?
And McGrew brings up a very important point in chat, a very good point as well, saying, more importantly, we have not seen Breckenary yet. Home of the Motel 6, as opposed to the Ritz-Carlton.
I mean, sometimes you just need someplace that you can rest your head.
Yeah, I've been to one or two of those. The mattress harder than the spine of a metal scorpion.
I mean, what do you expect for 6 gold pieces?
Well, I had some other ideas, but then I remembered I don't want my examples to go outside of the family-friendly realm. So we'll just leave it to your imagination of inexpensive places to sleep. We'll just leave it that way. All right, so we saw a little bit of a count there, 61 and 48.
But 48 in the wrong direction. He's actually near 90 tiles west of the goal at this point.
Oh goodness.
Kaiten takes out a wolf on his side, so just getting a little bit of footing here. He is in the desert now, so he has made some progress here, which is good. If he just hangs it right here, you know, he's starting to close in on Cole if he just goes down and around. But another Axe Knight finds him. While Cyberdark, on the other hand, is just at 119 attack power and heal more, is happy to burn off those heal more spells to get a pile of experience off of that red dragon.
So 108. Oh, wow. So, yeah, definitely. So, currently 108 south and 63 west currently. And
Yeah,
Cyberdark perhaps realizing now that the cardinal directions are kind of flip-flopped here.
Yeah, because the princess doesn't tell you where you are. The princess tells you where she is, because she is the most important member of the entirety of the world, and you love her.
And even if you don't, but thou must.
Cyberdark is just finding Armored Knights out here and has just decided to go with look. Look, I'm tired of this, and just starts wailing away with Erdrick's sword here. Probably a good decision.
Meanwhile, Kaiten picking up his fairy flute.
Looks like he's going to use that fairy flute to stick some stop spells and try and get a little bit of catch-up experience here. Cyberdark's on the right path right now. He's in the right place. He is in Garenham. He is Is he going to the Swamp Cave? I don't know. It does not look like it. It looks like he's walking away right now, which is gonna sting a little bit, because we remembered back that through the Swamp Cave, while there was legitimately nothing that we saw towns-wise or Charlock-wise, we did see the edge of the map.
Now, granted, it was a bit of an assumption that I made, but, I mean, I haven't been proven wrong in this case yet.
I mean, it's a fairly safe guess, at least at this point. Like, I mean, if I were to be looking at this map and sort of gambling on where is the token, would I be hoofing it or would I be crossing through Swamp Cave really quickly to see if it's on the other side? I mean, if it's not, all I have to do is pop outside and I'm back on the north side as it is. So.
Just like that, only about 200 and change experience away from level 14 is Cyberdark.
Yeah, it looks like Kaiten again finally has a little bit of experience footing here, is getting pretty deep into level 11 himself, so it's on his way. Yeah, still has about 34 tiles to the east to travel at this point. Does Cyberdark, as he is still on the hunt. Kaiten finds it on the other side of the bridges over here. He's gonna find the whole lot of nothing that was out there.
Well, those are some bridges that Sparkover can be proud of.
Right, Kaiten is continuing down and around here, so he is actually seeing more of the map now, which is pretty great. Kind of could use a town. He's gonna find the double, and he just does not. The tough thing here is you see those two caves there, and you just don't push far enough to the east to see coal there.
Level 14 now for Cyberdark, and a critical hit as well.
Hey, his hit points look real nice at 108, agility of 74. He's in a solid defensive state with all of his armor now. 121 attack power. He's getting close. He's getting near the goal. The only thing we really care about at this point is gonna be strength.
Hey, there's Charlock.
His hike has definitely brought him to find something important, though, that is Charlock Castle. Now the question is, can he get there from here? It looks like he can.
And there's Breckenary.
In the shadow of Charlock, because this town is not a very, very well-regarded town. That's a really convenient location for Breckenary, though. If you need to grind, knowing that there's golems in the trap tiles, grinding first floor Charlock and hiking back out to Breckenary is excellent.
Or, I'm sorry, since Z-Man's part of our crew here tonight, I should put it appropriately. Oh, look. Breckenary.
You know what? I'm excited to see Breckenary right in the shadow of Charlock at this point, because grinding Charlock is now a play. That is an excellent place for it.
Oh yeah, I'm excited too. I just have to
deadpan it for Z-Man.
Get that in for Z-Man, exactly. It's that Keystone connection at work.
And yeah, it happened to me that he did need to hoof it to get here, as he is going to pick up his token in just a moment. There we go.
Bam.
What a good play on his part, as he, I'm gonna take those Wings of the Wyvern, throw them away, and get Erdrick's token, so he now has all of his portions for go mode. He knows where the jerk is. It's not far from Cole, not far from Garanim, but it's a bit of a hike either way, so he's gonna pop back and start over. And one good strength level will wrap up this run for Cyberdark, most likely at this point. Unless golems have something to say about it.
Well, yeah, if they're everywhere in Charlock, they can certainly be an equalizer, but then you also have the fairy flute that can certainly put that at least somewhat to a halt. But if they wake up and immediately put on sleep and then put you in a lock, that can send you back to start, and that is not a short distance from Tanagal to Charlock.
Yeah, plus you've got to wind around the world a lot of different ways, so it's an extremely long walk at this point. Yeah, so our runners are just again they're still working on grinding at this point. Kaiten is still the tough thing again is that Kaiten was so close to Cole, like literally if you overwalk one tile you'd see it there. But of course, more importantly for Cyberdark, the sun and the rain, they shall meet. And now he's got a rainbow drop, and he is gonna start hiking towards Charlock Castle and take up residence over there.
So as we have the grind going on for Cyberdark and a little bit more exploration going on for Kaiten, look at the schedule coming up here. If you thought that tonight was wild with the 6 races that we have going on here, wait till you see tomorrow. There are 8 races that are scheduled between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which we're attempting to get to you over the course of the Randomania networks as well as RPG Limit Break. Starting off at 5 o'clock tomorrow, it's going to be Janus against Poidrak. Then an hour later, starting at 6 o'clock, we've got Simbu and Tristal. Then at 7 o'clock, Melee Wizard against Scratch Dragon. At 8 o'clock, Empty Eye and Lavkian. 8:30, it looks like that might be a quad possibly. Time will tell. But it's Jake Hoper against Sparkover. That should be a good matchup. And Game Boy against Edgeworth. That's also going to be a goodie. Then at 10 o'clock, Braxis against Up to NG. And finally, the late night cap at 11 o'clock, BASP 33 against the Alan Heffley.
There are some really impressive matches in there, both in the 1-0 and 0-1 brackets for sure. So I would highly, highly recommend that you come out and watch as much as you want, and it's probably honestly as much as you can.
And I have a strange hunch you might be hearing me in at least one of those.
Seems like a good thing to have, certainly. All right, so Kaiten on for his port has found Garanham now, so he's gonna pick up his fighter's ring now, as well as pick up access to the swamp cave, which we know is here. I mean, we do know that there is nothing on the other side of the world, but since he's still hunting for Charlock, he's probably gonna hop over and check it out. Also, the princess is here, which is gonna be pretty great. And Cyberdark, after hiking all the way down here to search for the token, returning to Tantatal Castle, hiking all the way down here a second time to get to Charlock Castle. We are at an hour and 44 minutes into this seed, and Cyberdark has breached the front door of the Bastion of the Dragon Lord at this point.
And already some trouble with the blue dragon in the first floor.
Kaiten picking up level 12, picking up his Heal More spell, picking up a big old chunk of agility here. Gonna pick up one princess as well. Wait, really?
Oh no!
Oh no.
No keys.
Oh, you really hate to see that.
And Kaiten will have to go back and get at least 2 because you need 1 to get into Garenham and then the other to open the door once you've defeated the Guardian.
Yeah, that's tough. It's again, I think it's the way that this seed has gone for Kaiten. It has been a tough and frustrating go for sure. And I am certain that he is feeling it a little bit right now, and I really do feel for him as well.
Well, there's level 15, and it gets hurt more. And you see
Not
his
exactly
stats are
a
looking
ton
good,
of strength.
except for the power and the attack.
Yeah, his hit range right now is 5 to 11, so he's averaging a solid 8 damage a swing here. So to get to 165, that would take 21 swings, which would require a solid 160 MP at the least. So the first floor of Charlock Dragon Slaying will continue for Cyberdark. Kaiten hikes back to Rinaldar and reloads on keys, so he's going to get a full 6. Sensible call. Thankfully not too far of a walk, and he traversed it beautifully, which was always good to see.
Cyberdark opting to grind here in this desert in between Breckenary and Charlock.
Yeah, I think he's hunting for these armored knights at this point. I think that's his plan here.
And that's an interesting question. I mean, you have chat asking, do you grind the golems in Hawk's Nest? Now, it is pretty close to a town, but I think the combination of that sleep and hurt more makes it a little bit less than desirable.
Yeah, you're looking at like turn 1 Fairy Flute, turn 2 Stop Spell, which is not. I mean, you're very rarely going to get ambushed by golems. It's a fairly safe play, but it's very time consuming.
Now, the counter to that, as we're being told, is that the golems, while they normally have about a 5 out of 16 stop spell resistance, here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, if they're given a spell or ability when they don't usually have one, if I recall correctly, the stop spell resistance is randomized anywhere from 0 out of 16 to 12 out of 16. And it just so happens that the golem has drawn 0 out of 16 stop spell resistance. So you won't even need to necessarily use the flute to put them to sleep. You just have to throw a stop spell on and then attack, attack, attack.
And occasionally heal more if they decide to get punchy.
And yes, occasionally heal more if they decide to get punchy. because they can still punch for quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like Kaiten has decided that maybe fighting some golems is on the menu at this point, while Cyberdark is definitely out here is finding armored knights finally, which is certainly what he wants.
Even with the 91 defense that Cyberdark has, golems can still hit for 18 to 37.
I mean, at least he's not in Kaiten's situation where golems are still able to swing away for over 50 damage.
Well, it's improved a little bit. Now it's only 24 to 48. Only.
Yeah, average 36 on 103 hit points is that's a 3-hit kill. And it looks like he is taking the princess to explore this far island where he is going to find beautiful wilderness, some lovely foothills, a bit of swamp, rolling plains, and otherwise absolute desolation.
All this and much more on Kaiten's Travelogue here on Randomania 3.
While on the other side, again, yeah, Cyberdark's game plan here is to just attempt to hurt more armored knights for a while here, and then stop at Breckenary, and then hurt more armored knights as he pushes in. He's closing in on level 16 at this point.
And they have to figure, all right, there's got to either be at this point a 10 strength gain, maybe a 10 hit point gain. You want to try to get to around that 130 hit point mark to use the death necklace to give yourself an additional 10 attack power at the cost of 25% of your max HP. Or if you get the strength, you don't have to worry about the death necklace, you just go down and bash for game. Kaiten just getting away from the golem with 4 hit points.
Yep, that's more than enough, clearly.
Well, had he not been able to escape, that death would have sent him back to the castle and the princess back into the swamp cave.
Oh, you're right. That would have been another terrible loss at this point. Cyberdark is using Repel to keep away everything except for the Armored Knights here, so is Repel grinding out here, which is a real interesting strategy, because it's pretty hard to get enough stats to keep Armored Knights from wanting to fight you.
Well, I didn't see what the other enemies were in the zone. I mean, if it's a Magidrake, a Slime, a Magician, and I don't know, a skeleton, then yeah, I can see why you'd want to repel everything but.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that you really want to fight that I don't know if they were in this zone or not were wizards. You know, but at 120 experience points apiece, I'd be very happy fighting wizards right now as well. As there is level 16. Is this the big one? Is this it?
There it is.
15 power,
oh,
there
gosh,
it is.
Yeah, go for game.
14 agility as well, so now at 96 agility is a 60% favorite to run from Armored Knights, and is just over 50-50 to run from Red Dragon. So he should be feeling incredibly confident right now. He's going to cast Repel. He's going to take one last nap. It looks like Cyberdark's about to go down and say hi to the Dragon Lord and take half the world, right?
Oh golly, no.
That would literally be the worst ending to tonight.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen here. Now, even if Cyberdark's unable to run away from those blue dragons, now with 98 defense points, Cyberdark is actually defense breaking the blue dragons. Now, defense breaking, how that works is when your defense is the same as or higher than an enemy's strength, a different attack range is calculated, resulting in less damage, and in some cases even going for 0 hit points. They can just flat out miss. So in the case of the blue dragon, well, it can hit for no more than 17 hit points.
Yeah, and with plenty of chances to run, you should be in good shape. The Radiant here will nick down 1 heal more, so he now has 14 heal mores to go when he gets to the Dragon Lord, but at 137 attack power, he should be in pretty good shape.
With the 137 on average, you just need 11 heal mores, and so yeah, there's probably a good 3 heal mores to spare on the way down here.
Yeah, with a stack of herbs, if he gets the big thing is at 120 health in this agility, he's unlikely to get ambushed by DL2, so if he goes in at full health, he might even start on 3 swings, get an early double, and then he's just off to the races at that point.
Yeah, Z-Man noting that the Axe Knight just hit Cyberdark for 7 over 2 turns. And that's the power of defense breaking that enemy.
Yeah, green dragons aren't even close to being a threat at this point, as 11 is right near the top end of what they're going to be hitting for at this point as well.
Yeah, green dragons can hit for up to 15, Axe Knights for up to 16.
Yep, Kaiten's exploration continues again. He has not found coal, which was just a few steps away. He is on the trail of the search spot. He's got a little ways to go into this world, so he's going to keep on hiking. The big thing is that if he does get to a point where he needs to go east, he will probably run aground of coal and get his hands on his armor.
Now, to answer a question in chat, the numbers above the runners' names toward the center of the screen, the 34 for Kaiten and the 18 for Cyberdark, that is the number of times that they have died and gone back to the castle.
Kaiten's still exploring, but he is currently out of mana. He is sitting on 1 MP right now, so he's going to hike up here to Cantlin and probably take a quick breather. Cyberdark has found an Armored Knight here, so again, trouble to run from. Slightly favored, but still takes 3 tries. Oh no.
So Kaiten decided to take a swing at the Droll Magi just steps from that town, and, well, took a hurt more to the face from the Droll Magi, and back to the start Kaiten goes.
I guess he was stepping up and expecting to get a one-shot on the Droll Magi there, and it didn't happen. So, have you ever wondered how the Dragon Lord's basement is so low lit?
No, but now thinking about it, it's probably going to keep me up tonight.
Yeah, Kaiten is, again, just getting started. Again, this map being so sort of windy, but ultimately, if you were to sort of unravel it, fairly linear, ultimately, until you get down to, down past the mountain cave. So we've seen a lot of this map segment on both maps where Kaiten is right now. A little bit of chat about the RNG. Cyberdark did catch that big break, getting all 30,000 gold to the very first town on the map he found, which was Cantlin, off of a blind gold grind early in the run, and it definitely was something he was able to snowball out no win here. The boss tile here is a blue dragon, which Cyberdark is going to clown on for your amusement, and then he is going to head on to fight the Dragon Lord.
So there's the herb, there's the conversation with the Dragon Lord. Declining the offer, being called a fool, and here we go to the battle.
Deal 1 being very unfriendly right now.
Yeah, a lot of hurt more being cast, but now we go on to the second form, no back attack. Starting off with 11.
That armor paying dividends, attack for 26, attack for 40. This is a double to start this fight, though.
So 34 now. 49, and again, the Dragon Lord's second form can have anywhere from 150 to 165 hit points. There's another big 15, that's we're up to 64. We're at 78. Alright, we're at 95. Got another heal more. $107. Low roll of 10, 117.
Another double on the swing for under 30, though.
133. Yeah, barring a miss menu, this is cake. It's max 18, so we're at 151. And this swing could do it here. And for 17, it does. 168. That maxes out the Dragon Lord.
As the stats show, a fairly academic fight for sure, and he's going to cast Return and head for home, and that will be the end of the run today for Cyberdark here.
So, chat, get out your GGs as the accolades being given by the king and Gwalen offering to go along with, but Cyberdark is going to win this battle here and go to 1-1 with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 54 seconds.
Little bit of luck and a whole lot of perseverance here as Cyberdark is able to cross the line after a very, very tough seed for sure.
And Kaiten has just put in a dot forfeit. And given how frustrating the seed was, I can't say as I blame him.
Yeah, I'm going to be very honest with you. At the end of that particular run, I would have probably tapped out as well if I saw my opponent GG at that point, because that was rough.
We're going to see what things they have to say and how profane they can get with me for rolling this seed in a matter of moments here.
You know, if they get profane, we're going to have to pull them off the air, right?
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that's all the more reason to come to the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord, as I'm sure a lot of that'll be typed behind the scenes. And you can check out that link in the Twitch chat for not only the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord, but also to acquire this particular game yourself. Not all the seeds are nearly as challenging as this one, and you can certainly adjust the flags to make it as easy or challenging as you'd like. You can use an option where no magic keys are required, so you can just open doors freely, for example. Or you can have short Charlock, where you enter the castle and enter immediately onto that 7th basement floor. Just as a few examples, you can have open Charlock, where you don't even need the rainbow drop. You just walk right in at your leisure. So there are ways to make the game easier or make it more challenging, depending on how much of a challenge you would like. We'll put it that way. And we have both of our runners in here currently, Cyberdark86 and Kaiten. GG's to both of you, and apologies for rolling that seed.
Blame Burgundy.
Hashtag blame Burgundy.
GG Kaiten. That was pretty bad.
That was the worst I've seen in a long while, especially with a good beginning like that.
Good beginning. What were you running?
Hey, I got slimes early on, so I got levels like pretty quickly than usual.
I think I was level 8 before I even left the starting area.
I left at level 4.
I was running strength agility. I don't know if that made any difference.
I went straight to HP as my usual build.
I don't know. What'd you guys think?
Well, seeing that it was 5 strength to begin with, and oh, by the way, there were 3 or 4 swamp tiles that were a linear path, it definitely created its share of challenges. And then to add to it, the early enemies that all seem to have some sort of combination of either hurt more or DL2 breath, something along those, one of those two. I think the ghosts and the Drakies had hurt more, the Magidrakies had Dragon Lord 2 breath. It certainly presented its challenges for you, but I think the main difference, as was briefly discussed, was Kaiten opted to go for exploration early, and all there were a lot of enemies that would just punch you back to the start, versus Cyberdark kind of waited a little bit, did a little bit of a grind, kind of slowly but surely worked up to about level 8, I think is when heal came in, and then decided to start moving. And then once you found, well, the other, I guess, turning point was the blind gold grind that Cyberdark had done. Neither of you had found a town for, what, 45 minutes, Demarine?
Yeah, we were solidly 45 minutes into that run, and legitimately all that we had seen was we finally saw Mountain Cave, but that was it. The key in Mountain Cave showed us Garen's grave, and so what ended up happening was that Cyberdark ground out 50,000 or 30,000 gold, I guess, expecting to die. I think Ferran said, expecting to get halved to 15 grand.
Exactly.
Yep, and then saved with 30 grand, and actually got the 30 grand to Cantlin on the first push out.
So
where was the armor?
Oxness, I believe.
The armor was in coal, and you're gonna hate me when I tell you where
Correct,
it was.
yes.
But you remember where the double cave was, where the jerk cave was? And
Yes.
as you walked up to it, you saw a bridge. But since you saw a cave to the south, both runners, of course, did exactly what you'd expect: is that you beelined what you saw on the map. You saw the cave. If you walked 3 tiles east of those 2 caves, coal's right on the other side of that bridge.
Yeah, I missed it for 20 minutes for sure.
It was in exactly the worst spot, because there was literally, knowing it was cave, and once you left the first cave, you saw the second cave, and once you left the second cave, you saw the town right south of it. There was no way you were crossing that bridge, and it made a lot of sense. It took a while to get back to it.
And I'm guessing the coordinates were token.
That's correct. The coordinates were the token.
And they were right outside Charlock.
Yeah,
But
the
Charlock was
token,
nice. It had
Charlock, and the Brecken area were all kind of in that southeastern corner.
Yeah, it was nice to have Breck right next to Charlock.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, I didn't see anywhere else to grind other than golems, so I figured, why not Armored Knights?
Yeah, golems was the only way you can grind because I found them early on in Hawkson's and in Swamp Cave, so they were both either way to grind.
Was Blue Dragon on the other tile, and by the time I got there, I had the fence broken.
Well, and that came from the advantage of, or well, I guess the advantage in this seed, the way everything rolled out, of going strength agility, is you had that extra bit of defense that by level 16, you had the 98 defense with the Silver Shield, with Erdrick's armor, and you were just able to make mincemeat out of the Blue Dragon because you were defense breaking it.
Yeah, was it possible to go at 15, or was 16 the level?
I would say highly unlikely. I mean, we were crunching the numbers and think, well, I mean, if you thought to maybe use the death necklace, your hit points would be too low. So no, 16 was definitely the level. It just gave you that 15 additional strength that was needed, and that was ample. I don't think with the resources that you had, that you, even with the fairly high MP, you would have probably needed another 30 to 40 MP to go at level 15.
Yeah, with the ring, I think the attack power was 122, so we were still looking at like an average damage around 7 to 8.
Okay, glad I got that level then.
No, 16 was the definitive level here, and yeah, once you did, it was just okay. We saw the strength, and we saw the additional hit points, and we saw everything. We just said, okay, that's a wrap, folks.
Alright, well, it's late. I'm gonna go. GG Kaiten, and thank you guys for commentating and restreaming tracking.
GG Cyber. Thanks for everyone for watching our match. Please follow our commentators and the runners, of course. I gotta get some breakfast right now. I am hungry as a demon right now.
Yes, it is. It's closing in on midday for you, halfway across the world from where at least where I'm at here.
Yes, indeedy.
And that's what's great about this, is you get a showcase from all over the world here, throughout the Randomania networks. But I believe that's going to just about wrap things up here. Make sure to give both of our runners a follow, Cyberdark86 and kaiten619. Also, make sure to show some love for the folks behind the scenes, our restreamer McGrew, who also is the creator of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. He's the one who has given us this I guess, bittersweet, lovable mess that we have of a game here, as it certainly has a lot of fun, but it also has a lot of frustration with it, as has been seen tonight. Also, our tracker, Z-Man050778, doing a fantastic job behind the scenes, and also contributing in the chat as well, with maybe not necessarily with a voice, but certainly speaking with fingers. And of course, my co-commentator here, Demarine2. It's a blast as always getting to commentate with you.
Yeah, it's always a joy to get to work with you, Fearon. Of course, this community is fantastic. I highly recommend that everybody join the Discord and hang out with us. You know, this game is full of sorrow sometimes, but most of the time it's really rewarding and a ton of fun, so I highly recommend that you come out and play it. There's still one more race going on tonight, I believe. Is that correct? Looks like they're getting set up on RPG Limit Break right now, for Amused Miniature versus JJ Smith and J-Man versus Tyrannex. McGrew, it looks like they were slightly delayed due to a long Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise League match first. So I think they're in the setup process now, and they'll be starting very, very shortly over there.
Meanwhile, if we want to be able to, I don't know, do we want to go over to, actually, I was going to say, things look like they're just about finishing up on Randomania 2 with the four-way race that is going on there. That one definitely moving a lot quicker than ours here. So that looks like 3 of the 4 runners have already completed. So I guess we're going to go to RPG Limit Break in a matter of moments here.
Yeah, we are just waiting for the stream to go live, and we will send you over there. And again, tomorrow, 8 races to go with the 6 today. It looks like they are live now, so let us head over. Let's cheer on one more set of runners with the nightcap. Ferran, anything else tonight?
No, it's been a fantastic night. Make sure to give follows, and yeah, I guess I'll give myself a plug as well because I'm actually streaming now. Holy cow! It only took about 19 months, but yes, you can follow me as well, FearonBurgundy, and I play a lot of this, and I'm learning as I go along because I only started streaming 3 weeks ago, so there'll be a lot of other fun stuff to stream as well. But shameless plug out of the way. Until next time, for everybody behind the scenes as well as in front, I'm FearonBurgundy saying, may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. We'll now take you over to RPG Limit Break for another Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament race. Good night, everyone.